Hi, my name is Diana Duron. I'm a native El Pasoan, same city where Beto and his family all reside in. Let me tell you a little bit of where this started at. I worked both Hillary's campaigns, and on the day before Election Day, I was phone banking, and right next to me, sitting next to me, was Beto, not as a congressman, but as a volunteer. And he was doing his calls for his voters, reminding them to vote for Hillary, just as I was. And I admired that because he was coming out of his time and just calling people to come and vote. After that, he decided to jump to the Senate run, and I also decided to campaign for him. I remember meeting at the Duranguito office downtown, but it was too small of an office, so shortly after that, he had another office made on Yandell Street, and that's pretty much where I lived at. And I did a lot of phone banking at that office and started doing a lot of canvassing and donating and buying merchandise, and people were wanting to buy merchandise from the headquarters, and I continued to donate. I attended a lot of rallies. Every time Beto would come to El Paso, I would rally for him, with him, and I would also do a lot of marches with him. I remember attending the Clint March, and I remember Veronica Escobar and Joseph Kennedy attending. I continued doing a lot of canvassing for him and doing a lot of phone banking. Pretty much the headquarters already knew who I was. In November, when he, close to the end of the race, the last day, which was Election Day, I remember taking the day off, and I remember going to Walmart and helping out people to find their precincts on my application. But then I was sent out and I was told not to solicit, so I decided to canvass that day, and I don't know how many houses I canvassed that morning and that afternoon. After that, I had a lot of flyers left over, so I went to every store I could think of in east side of El Paso, and I went to Airway stores, and I went to the Cielo Vista Mall, and I went to the Fountains Mall, and I told the employers to make sure to allow their employees to vote, because they had a right to vote and not to take their time off, but they had that time to vote on Election Day. After that, I went to the Chihuahua Stadium and we waited for the results. And it was a sad night and disappointing night. But we were very proud to hear Beto tell us that he was effing proud of us all. But one thing that stands out also is the fact that he ended with something like saying, "We'll see you soon," something like that. So that gave me hope, and I remember waiting and waiting in December and January and February for him to say something if he was coming back. And in February, he sent out a notice that we were going to do a counter protest. Well, actually, it was a rally against Trump. And I remember getting on social media, as I had done before during the Senate run, and I posted that we needed to gather hundreds of us to gather at the field in order to be on the counter rally for Beto against Trump. We had about 10,000 people showed up, all around, from all over the cities and Texas and all around the states. It was amazing. It was rewarding. I will never forget that. And I remember that we could hear Trump's followers yelling and screaming, but we were just as loud. I know we were about 10,000 or more in that evening. That was probably one of the proudest moments I had, even though it was very, 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 very cold. The next month, we continued waiting. I went on a cruise, and on March 14th, I remember I was on the cruise, and I turned on the TV, and it was MSNBC, and I was very happy because I could watch my politics. And that morning was a viral stream from Beto indicating he was running for president. I remember screaming for joy. I told my friend, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, he's running for president. And I was so ecstatic that day. I couldn't wait to get home so I could start posting and doing all my social media. Later on that March, I believe it was March 30th, he did a launch rally. And I was part of that volunteer crew, and I was helping conduct the crew control. And I met Scott Bramer and I met Steve Bridges, founders of USA for Beto. And that was a wonderful rally. Shortly after, I became an envoy for Beto, and I still am. I'm very proud of being an envoy for Beto. I continue doing social media. I continue on the rallies. I continue protesting. I continue marching. I continue donating and donating. I continue canvassing. I continue town hall debates. I continue doing all that hosting. I will march. I did the march for not only for the Tornillo one, I did the one for Clint, and it's just exciting. The question is, why do I donate to Beto? I'll tell you why. Why? Because I believe in Beto. I've seen him as a congressman. He's honest, he's ethical, he has integrity. He fights for people. He believes in people. He listens. He leads us. He knows how to unify us. He knows how to make huge grass movements happen. He will continue to unite us. He has very, very good proposal plans. And I will continue to donate. I believe in him, and I will continue to work for him until the last day. Thank you.